I live in a town where nothing ever happens. Honestly, they even closed our movie theater about 5 years ago, and the only place to kill time is the gas station, which always stinks of coffee and diesel. Everyone knows everyone, and strangers almost never come here. Maybe that's why it all happened here. Maybe this is how it was meant to be. That evening, I was driving home from work. The road is a single straight line through cornfields, with no streetlights, no houses, just darkness and the whisper of tires on asphalt. I'd seen this road 1,000 times, but suddenly I realized something about it had changed. The sky. It looked wrong. The stars were too bright, too close. I even pulled over to the shoulder to get a better look. And that's when I heard the hum. It wasn't like a plane or a helicopter. It was more like someone had turned on a low-frequency subwoofer inside my skull. The vibration ran through my bones. I almost dropped my phone. And that's when the light appeared. Not from above, not from the side of the road. It just ripped open in front of me, as if the air itself had been torn apart. A white radiance that cast no shadows. I didn't even have time to blink before I was inside it. I didn't regain consciousness right away. Or maybe I never lost it. Reality had simply changed. I'm standing, though I'm sure I was sitting in my car a second ago. The car is gone. The road is gone. There's only a smooth white surface beneath my feet and an endless void all around. Silence, absolute, as if the world had been switched off. I try to scream, but the sound dies instantly, not echoing off any walls, because there are no walls. And then I realize I'm not alone. Not because I see anyone, word, number, but I feel as if hundreds of eyes are watching my every move. As if my breathing is a sound that shouldn't exist here. And everything around me is greedily absorbing it. And the scariest part, when I went outside, I noticed my neighbor, Mrs. Clark. She was just standing by her gate, watching me. For a long time. Too long. And then she smiled. And her smile was too wide, too human to be real. The silence in my room became thick, sticky. Every creak of the floorboards, every beat of my own heart, hammered in my temples like a red-hot nail. I clutched my phone, trying to document the madness before I lost my mind completely. The marks on my neck throbbed with a dull, inexplicable pain. Not a burn, not a cut, as if something had been implanted right under the skin. I went to the window, parted the curtain just an inch. The street was asleep. The same sleep, painfully familiar, where nothing had happened for 100 years. But now that silence was a deception, a fake backdrop. And then I saw her. Mrs. Clark. She was still standing by her gate, not moving, not blinking. Her face was turned directly toward my window, as if she knew I was watching. And that smile, it never left her lips. Too perfect, too precise, like a doll's. My heart sank into my stomach. I abruptly dropped the curtain, leaned my back against the cold wall, trying to catch my breath. They're already here. They're among us. The creak of the porch steps sounded like a gunshot. Knock, knock, knock. A slow, polite knock. The most ordinary knock in the world. That only made it more terrifying. I held my breath. Maybe they would leave? The knock came again. Or rather, not a knock. Now it was a steady, metallic scraping, as if something heavy and hard was being dragged across the wooden door. I slowly, stealthily approached the door and peeked. "It is time to go," one of the men said. His lips moved, but the voice sounded directly inside my head, viscous and emotionless. "No," I yelled, backing into the living room. "I'm not going anywhere. Leave me alone." Mrs. Clark just kept smiling her doll-like smile. The second man raised his hand. He wasn't armed, but a shower of sparks erupted from his palm, and the entire world around me suddenly slowed down. Sounds stretched into a whine. My legs turned to jelly. My movements became syrupy and slow. I tried to scream, but my voice wouldn't obey. They approached, took me by the arms. Their touch was cold, lifeless. I couldn't resist. They led me toward the exit, toward the wide-open door. It wasn't dark outside. Above my house, hanging in the black velvet of the sky, was it. Huge, metallic, perfectly round. A flying saucer. It made no sound, just hovered there, blocking out the stars and the moon, emitting a soft, pulsating glow. From it came that same silence that was louder than any thunder. The neighboring houses were dark. No one came out. No one was looking. It seemed the whole world had died, leaving only me and them. And then a beam shot out from the center of the ship. Not blindingly white like the first time, but thick and bluish, like condensed moonlight. It hit the ground in front of me, illuminating every blade of grass, every grain of sand. The men let me go. I stood, unable to move, staring at this luminous tunnel. The thought, alien and irrefutable, slammed into my consciousness again. Your place is with us. Acquisition complete. The beam trembled and pulled me. It didn't knock me off my feet, but gently, yet inexorably pulled me upward. I lifted off the ground. The asphalt, the roof of my house, the frozen, smiling face of Mrs. Clark, everything swam below, shrinking. I didn't scream. There was nothing inside me, no fear, no anger. Only emptiness and a resigned understanding. This chapter closes. I thank you for venturing into this tome. If the shadows stirred something within, let it be known. Share your thoughts, like, and subscribe for more locked stories. The darkness always waits.